Welcome to Vision Pros, the show all about spatial computing, Vision OS, and getting work done on the Apple Vision Pro. I'm Tim Chen, host of the show. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Vision Pros. We're joined today by Duncan, JDun from Getting Things Done on YouTube. We're going to chat about a lot of different things going on in the Vision Pro space, including Retrocade, which just came out, and I've had some time to play. YouTube's here after a long drought without it. And 2 years in, we're going to kind of look back, and he actually has a Galaxy XR headset. So I've got questions, and I'm curious to see how that headset is. So lots of just different topics we're going to dive into in this episode coming up of Vision Pros. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so over at visionpros.fm/Patreon or by subscribing in Apple Podcasts. With that, here's my discussion with Jeremy Duncan. Enjoy. Hey, JDun, how are you doing?
Oh, man, I am excellent today. Oh, man, I feel so good to be a part of this podcast.
Glad to have you here, yeah. I discovered you on LinkedIn because that place is hopping for Vision Pro stuff. And, yeah, and then you're a YouTuber as well. That's your primary thing, right?
That's correct. So full-time content creator as of now, yes.
That's excellent. That's awesome. It's amazing when YouTube can grow to that point for people.
Absolutely. So
I guess let's start with Vision Pro. When this came out 2 years ago, were you excited? You know, June 5th, whatever year that was. It was my birthday, so I always remember the day when it was announced.
2023.
Yep.
I got the date. Yeah.
Yep. You were jazzed from day one, looking forward to buying it when it came out?
Yeah, let's set the story. So a week before WWDC, where I was actually in California at AWE, which is a XR VR event, Augmented World Expo, and you could taste it in the air, man. You could taste something's about to happen. There was no one who could say what was going to happen and what was going on, but it was just so much excitement because of if Apple was going to enter this space. We just all felt like it was going to finally legitimize what has been a love for me and my wife, Joy, for multiple years, which is virtual reality and XR. So get home, right? We're sitting in front of the TV. We're watching the keynote, and I have a video. Like I've said it a million times. I'm holding it captive. I'm gonna have to post it one day. But Tim Cook comes on screen, says we got one more thing. And we start seeing the image of the Vision Pro, and literally tears start streaming down my eyes. And I know that sounds so weird, but it was this legitimizing moment. And I've talked to so many other people who said the same thing. It's this moment for anyone who's been a lover of Apple, but also XR, and seeing it finally come into fruition. Now, we didn't know it was going to take almost a half a year before they release it. And then the price, we didn't know, we didn't know what that was going to be.
Yeah. When was the price actually announced? It was day one. So we had a full year to prepare and save up, I believe. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We just didn't know the details of storage and how high the maximum would get from there, I think.
Correct. Yeah. And so, we knew it was going to be expensive. And here's the thing for the funny part of the story is everything me and my wife, Joy, we buy them together. So if we're going to get Vision Pro, I'm getting two Vision Pros. We're getting a Quest. We're getting two Quests. We're getting two Galaxy X. All those things, we always buy two of everything. So
now what about, do you have PSVR 2? Is that part of your collection of
we do have a PSVR 2, yeah.
With that one, you can only you'd have to get two PS5s in order to use
we didn't do that.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, that's what I was asking about that, yeah.
I love this because we bought the PlayStation VR 2, but not to play PlayStation VR 2.
On PC?
So, yeah, not even for PC.
Okay.
I only bought... And we only bought PlayStation VR 2. You're going to love this.
Okay.
Because when Vision OS 26 beta came out and you can use PlayStation VR 2 controllers, even though we didn't have any apps that we could use it with, I was like, let me go on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Buy a PlayStation VR 2 with the controllers because you couldn't buy them separately.
You could not.
So I went and bought a whole PlayStation VR 2 just to put it on my wall as a display and then use the controllers for
I will say,
the Vision
if you
Pro.
get a PS5 down the line, solid games on PSVR 2. Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, all fully playable and a wild experiences there, and Tetris Effect. It's a good time. And the field of view is much greater than the Vision Pro, and it's got a nice HDR displays. Gran Turismo 7 is amazing. Get the little driving rig there.
Great things about it.
If you're in the gaming with VR, it's one of my favorite headsets for that. Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. I think for Quest, like you said, Tetris Connected. I'm loving this combo already.
Yeah.
That's something on the Quest 3 that I've absolutely love. I also have it. So I have a big PC VR library. So for me, it's kind of like most of those games I can play on my PC. I don't need the PlayStation for that. There are a few PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, Gran Turismo is the big one. That one's
that's the one I've heard. I've heard there's even people had some friends of mine have had clubs they do every Sunday where they race others in that game. So it is something eventually I do. My wife is a big PlayStation person. I'm more Xbox.
Okay.
And then, like I said, we have Quest. Then it's to me, I was like, I don't need every system, but maybe I do. You're starting to convince me. Maybe we need to go buy a PlayStation 5.
That game inspired me to get a racing rig with the VR setup. I got a wheel and all that now. It's
great. See it in the background.
No, it's great. So, but yeah, that's one thing. Like the Vision Pro, there's no way to hook up like a racing rig to it because none of those work over Bluetooth. They're all USB based.
Yeah. Here's hoping that I think we all was hoping that eventually with the battery puck that the USB port on it could maybe one day transfer data of some sort.
Yes.
And then we could have like USB-C. I have these dreams. Tim Cook, if you're listening, please. Tim.
I know. I love one day they release, battery pack Pro for the Vision Pro that has USB
that
input.
would be, I'm thinking about how the iPad, when we got the Magic keyboard, and being able to do with the trackpad and the keys and it just connected to the pins is like that's the type of technology where you want to be able to see with Vision Pro. I want to be able to do more with it, but we got to get those type of connections.
Yeah, because we have that family kart racing game. And it's using like hand tracking. It's just not the same. I mean,
which actually I love it. I play as Hank Hill on the game, and now, I'll be in there.
I need to get out like my Wii wheel to hold something. Maybe that might make it better.
I have tried it. I've held a plate before.
Okay, plate.
It works pretty really good. Yeah, but back to the I guess the June 5th thing.
Yeah.
So
day in on day one for two of them.
Yeah, we knew. We looked at each other and we said we're getting two. So we put the money aside. We set up things. We were gonna get it with our Apple cards. But we were like, we're gonna go ahead and save up the money so we wouldn't be in debt. And so when the pre-order came out, we jumped on it.
You get the baseline units or any upgrades?
No, we got the terabyte. She got the 512.
Okay,
come on, man. We got to do it.
I feel like you need more storage. If you're spending that much already, I went with the terabyte as well, and I fill that sucker up. I fill that sucker up because of 4K 3D movies. They add up. Especially those Blu-ray rips. I'm not sure if you've gotten into that where you're ripping 3D Blu-rays into the Vision Pro.
See, I haven't gotten there, but I think as the 3D library increases, I'm beginning to think about just going to buy 3D movies and then trying to see if I can rip them and stuff like that.
Yeah, buying them is better because it is better quality because Blu-ray has only ever been 1080p 3D. But some movies like we have Tron Legacy now, but there's a couple of gaps that we're still waiting on. Like, Prometheus is the big one. Why don't we have Prometheus in 3D on the Vision Pro? That's very obnoxious. The latest one that came out, Predator Badlands, is driving me insane because there was an IMAX 3D release of this movie from Disney, but it came out on Disney Plus, or it came out on Hulu, and that's my theory, is because it came out on Hulu, they're refusing to do a 3D version of it even in the iTunes store. So it's 2D only for Predator Badlands, even though it's a Disney production, but Hulu is involved, so I guess that means they can't. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, but you could watch it in the Alien environment on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So they try to play with us a little bit. They try to help us out.
Yeah. No, that environment's great.
But yeah, man. So February 2nd, we got the Vision Pros, and man, it was a hellacious, crazy, wonderful day and experience.
Yeah.
Personas, now we have way better personas now.
I'm looking at you're joining me from the Vision Pro. This persona, man, it's come a long way. I don't use them as much as I need to, personas. But man, when I'm just looking on my computer monitor here, and Oh, I mean, it looks pretty.
Look,
Pretty good.
let me tell you something. You can watch a YouTube video of mine and put this side by side. I've actually had so many people tell me, they be like, "Oh, that's your persona," and I was like, "Yeah, this is my persona." If it wasn't for the ghosting and
there's some
the
white stuff that occasionally,
If it wasn't for that, I think people would be completely like okay with just seeing this.
Yeah, Apple should somehow work with video game companies. I want this. I want a version of my persona in the next NBA or MLB The Show.
Absolutely.
Game.
Absolutely. I think we're just early days. One of the things I send a feature request. I love sending Apple feature requests, even if it goes into the ether. I'm just hoping that maybe one day they'll do it. Like Memoji. It was something that I thought, well, this is a no-brainer on Vision Pro. Maybe sometimes you don't want to be yourself and maybe you just want to be something else. I always like, well, I would love to have my Memoji as well.
Imagine if Apple did photorealistic Memoji. That would be really cool. You're an actual bear or something.
Yeah, I would love that. I think it'd be really cool to have that functionality for Game Center type games. Because on Vision Pro, you almost have to, if you're going to play with someone, you have to be you. But sometimes you just want to be the card. Like I think that's where the quests, because a lot of people give quests a bad look with the avatars. Me and my wife both love the avatars on Quest because they're just. I don't want to always be serious. I don't want to always be me.
It'd also be nice to be able to have different configurations. Like I've got my suit on for this
correct
one, and so you have different personas with different clothes and whatnot.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, I'm sure now that they've got it to really look good, I'm sure like clothing and more options, maybe even beautification for the ladies out there who may want to add extra elements. I think that is something that would be really cool to see in the future.
What happens if you're wearing a hat when you try to capture a persona? Does it tell you to remove the hat, or will it try to do it?
Actually, surprisingly, I was just talking. I had a video I just put out with personas, and one of my friends, he had a hat on, and I'm like, it looks perfect. And I'm like, how did you do that? He was like, actually, it'll tell you that, but then if you just keep on scanning, it'll just do it, and it looked phenomenal. And I was like, this looks great. Yeah, I was like, I need to try that.
Yeah, I gotta try
really
it.
Nice. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I've never tried, so that's cool to know it can work. But it will tell him to you to remove it, and if you just leave it on,
it tries to like warn you, like, oh. But then he said after he did the scan, it just worked. And he said he had to do it a few times to like to get it just right. But I mean, it was on him like a real hat, and I was like, that is crazy.
That's cool.
It looked really good. Yeah,
that's sweet. So you get two of these Vision Pros on day one. In-store pickup, or did you give them shipped?
Yeah, in-store pickup. Gotta do the in-store pickup. I think that was like.
What was the crowd like? Yeah, what was the crowd like there?
So believe it or not, I was the first person. So this is in Baton Rouge, actually.
Baton Rouge, okay.
So So I had mine first. Mine was like for like 8 or 9 that morning. No one else in there was getting a Vision Pro. No one else. Now I'm in the South, so
right. Different regions have different.
Vision Pro probably wasn't on people's radar.
Yeah, we had about
down here much.
I want to say like 20 or so were in New Hampshire. Some Canadians driving down, of course, and
but believe me, when they brought that box out, everyone in the Apple store at that time was like, whoa, wait, what is that? And so I did the whole demo while I was waiting for it. And, as soon as I put it on, I said, oh my, I knew, I was like, this is the future, right? So I had the Apple person take a few pictures of me while I was using it. And then when I got mine, I was like, no, don't unbox it. I want to do that at home because I'm a content creator. So I'm like, absolutely. I want to do my own unboxing. I don't want you to mess up my unboxing. Yeah. Right? So, I get home. So then I get home, I set mine up, I do my recording, and then my wife, she gets up and hers is scheduled to go. So I like, all right, let me get all my film gear. I'm going to film you, do this whole little thing. And so she goes and does her demo, and there's an older gentleman in there. This is like the first time we see someone actually discussing with Apple. And he was saying, I want to, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And they gave him the demo. And he just had more questions, but a lot of them just maybe at the time where it wasn't trained 100% on like everything the Vision Pro could do. And so, me and my wife literally pulled him aside and had this whole discussion. He ended up buying one,
cool.
which is crazy. So, we were just so in love with this space that we like anyone we saw talking about it, we was like, yeah, let's talk about Vision Pro. And so, that first night was just so magical. We was watching Disney movies in 3D, the Avatar. It was breathtaking, man, to be in that space. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, fast forward to today. Do you guys do the shared watching thing that rolled out, or do you guys have a proper TV setup where that's the better shared experience? Probably.
Oh man, I love this question. You asked the perfect question for couples, right? So you have two Vision Pros, and for about, I want to say we were able to always do at least shared watching. Now you couldn't most of the time, unless it was if you're watching like a immersive video. Of course, the personas, you can't see them, but if you was watching a regular movie, you can be in a theater space or things like that, Apple TV. So we were always doing that.
They added more to that this year, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with SharePlay now, there's local share. What we used to have to do was we would have to FaceTime one another to watch something together. So imagine we're in a hotel so we went out of town.
You get some feedback too, probably, right?
Yeah, we would go out of town. We have to mute ourselves, right? Which is kind of defeats the purpose, but we would have to mute ourselves, and then we will see each other's personas. So like she's laying next to me and I'm here, and so her persona's kind of overlaid on her, and my persona's overlaid on me, and then we're watching a movie together, which was fine. But now with local SharePlay, we don't have to have any FaceTime call initiated. It can see that she's right here. She can move the window around in my space. It's one of the coolest technologies. And it works really well, surprisingly. I just wish more applications, games, actually worked with it. Yeah. So things like Game Room and things like that that's built for SharePlay works fine. But I would love to see more applications, and Apple would like to do more with it as well. That'd be great.
Yeah. So doing the local SharePlay, how do you initiate that? That's just the share window button?
It's like a share window. Yeah, it's just the bottom right hand corner of the little bar down there, and then you click on share, and then you can say, share locally, share over FaceTime, and it works really good. We tried to play Switch. You would love this.
Yeah. Developer strap.
Yeah, so no developer strap. I have this. Oh man.
Yeah. How do you do this?
Here. All right. So I use virtual display on the Mac. You're going to love this.
Oh, okay. I see what you're going.
All right. So I'm using a virtual display because of the low latency.
Yeah.
I have an Elgato 4X capture card that captures in 4K 60.
Yep.
So that's shooting the switch to the Mac, and then I'm share playing the Mac virtual display, right, to her Vision Pro. Now,
okay,
it wasn't good enough. So I was like, oh man, it's like it looked good. Like for a video, it looks good, but
the responsiveness,
she couldn't. There was some there was some lag there, just a small bit of lag. So I was like, okay. But recently, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, and I'm so upset that I can't. He found out a way to do it through NDI. So using an NDI source, having a switch plugged into an NDI source that can be also broadcast multiple ways.
Now, NDI is that like $1,000 setup to even?
No.
Okay.
So
I thought NDI was expensive, right?
Yeah, it's the same cost as my Elgato card.
Okay.
There's like $150. I'll send you the link. $150 NDI card that works really well. You can broadcast 4K 30. You could do 1080 60. And so that's what I end up doing, 1080 60, and it can go out 4 ways. So, and it can be on my TV. So not only can I have the feed going to my actual TV, I can also broadcast it to my Vision Pro and broadcast it to her Vision Pro, and we're getting the same feed, the same exact feed.
That's cool.
So now we can play Smash Brothers, Mario Kart like that, and it's really, really cool. So having it on a massive display is incredible. I've heard you talk about Portal before. Shout out to the developer of Portal. Love that game. Love that application. So I do that with my Xbox, and I also just shout out Portal again.
Yeah.
They just updated it with being able to do cloud streaming for PS5.
That's right.
So I've actually just created this is crazy. I just created a PlayStation account, bought premium, and now I'm playing PlayStation games, and I don't even own a PlayStation.
Oh, I didn't know it went that far. So if you'll do the premium streaming thing from
so if you have PlayStation
yes.
Premium, I just created an account when hit that I wanted to play Spider-Man, add it to my library, and then I'm playing it on my Vision Pro with no PS5 at all.
Incredible. So the quality's pretty good then, because there's no...
It's pretty good,
There's no local buffering that can happen sometimes.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
That's good to hear. I'm so disappointed at MLB The Show this year because they don't have a Switch 2 version, but they also don't have it enabled for premium remote play streaming from the cloud. To do that, you need to buy MLB The Show 21 or 22.
Oh,
it's so frustrating. It's like, come on, guys. This is your new game.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
This is every game moving forward. I mean, I have to give a shout out to Microsoft. They've done a pretty good job with the Xbox, making sure almost all of their games can be played in the cloud.
Yeah.
That's the future.
What's the quality difference between Xbox and PlayStation streaming from the cloud for your experience?
So, to be honest, because I use Portal, I haven't really noticed it because, Portal does upscaling. It can do super resolution. It can do different features to help out. But I haven't played enough of PlayStation yet to be able to say, oh, this is where it lags. I want to say the bit rate is better for PlayStation side. But
I've heard that. I've heard different things about it. It also depends where you live. Correct. That's the thing about this. Like, if you live different in a country, you got different servers, and it's like, oh, Xbox sucks here, PlayStation's better here, or PlayStation sucks here, and Xbox is better.
Exactly. So I do think Xbox is upgrading theirs to 4K eventually, or recently they've done something like that. Yeah. But it's like kind of slowly rolling out.
And you have to be on their like $100 a month version of the service.
Which unfortunately I am actually. I don't know if it's $100, but I think it's like 40 bucks
30. It's like 30.
Something like that. So I do have that. That's to say, I'm all in. I'm hoping Nintendo does the same thing. I would love to have. I've pitched this to as many people as I can. Give us a virtual console. I will buy every game again. Give us virtual console on iOS, iPad, and Vision OS, where we could play any console of Nintendo's.
They're not going to do that.
Look, I will buy every game.
I know.
I would buy every game.
They want you buying their hardware, though. That's their whole deal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But anyways, emulators, you were mentioning potentially a 3DS emulator could come to Vision OS.
Yes.
More.
There is a Virtual Boy one. I don't know if you knew about this one.
Mine has shipped. Mine will be here on tomorrow.
Mine will be here tomorrow too.
I did Switch 2
for the Switch one. Yeah, but there is a Virtual Boy emulator on the store that launched about 2 months after the Vision OS was out, and you can play any Virtual Boy game on the Vision Pro with 3D Def.
I need to try it out. Yeah.
It's called. Let me look. I can look. That's the beauty of Vision Pro. It's called Virtual Friend. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, I will give that a shot. It'd be fun to compare it to the Switch one.
Yeah, it works really well. I've been playing the Wario game on there, of course, tennis, Galactic Pinball, and some unreleased games that never ever shipped as well. So it's really cool to just have that experience on the Vision Pro with all that depth and everything.
That's cool.
Really
I'll also compare that to the Switch version of that and see what's the better way to do it. I'm curious. I've got an OLED Switch and the Switch 2. I'm curious if the OLED Switch is actually the better system with the blacks and stuff for Virtual Boy. It might be.
That's a good question. Yeah.
So I'll be testing that out pretty soon. So that'll be fun.
I'm excited.
So, as far as, do you guys do TVs, or is the Vision Pro kind of your? Well, we never really answered that question. Is the Vision Pro
so
the big movie
I love that
for you?
Yeah, let's do it. So, going back to when we were going through the pandemic, me and my wife in the back of our garage, we built like this. We got like a projector and got a screen and set it up really nice, right? And so, but then we fell in love with Quest. So got into virtual reality, and we stopped using the setup completely because for the most part, we were going to concerts in the headset. We was watching movies in the headset. We were going to VR chat and all these Horizon Worlds and all these other things. And so when the Vision Pro came out, yes, we have a TV in every single room we're in. But we know most of the time when I'm watching content, if it's just me alone, I'm most of the time watching it on a Vision Pro. And then when we're together, when we're out of town, we'll use Vision Pro. We never watch something on a regular TV out of town. We're like Vision Pro all day, right? But if we're together, couple, most of the time you want to sit next to each other and just be
absolutely
present with one another. So
it's easier and all that.
Yeah, so we just put the TV on at that point. But if it's something like a movie, like I almost refuse to watch a movie on a regular TV now. Like, if we watch an F1, I gotta watch it in Vision Pro. We was talking about some
it also
Disney.
makes you. It's less distracting, right? Like you're gonna like watching like the World Series in the Vision Pro is like no distractions. I'm locked in. Yeah, that 8-hour game, I was locked in the whole 8 hours. Is
come on,
stuff like that. You're just locked in a different way from a TV or a projector setup that there's more distractions possible.
Yeah, it just feels good. And so, especially like I said, if I'm by myself, I'm watching anime. If I'm doing that, sometimes when she's watching some of her reality TV shows she watches or a game show she watches, she'll put the Vision Pro on. And so we're just adamant about using the technology and knowing the barriers. And so, because if you're not using it, you don't also know how to improve it. And so that's why we make content around it,
Yeah. Now, Retrocade came out a little bit ago, and I hit the get button and said, do you want a month free to try out Apple Arcade again? It's like, sure, I'll try this for a month because that's all I really want out of this. I'm going to cancel before the month's up because, it's not worth $7 a month for me but Retrocade, very cool experience. I wish I could just buy this app, this game for how much, $30 or something, but you have to get Apple Arcade for it. You're basically brought into a 1980s arcade, and man, is that they reproduce these cabinets so beautifully, and there's a hidden Tetris room back there, which is cool to get into.
Yes.
I almost wish. Do you know if the Vision Pro works with any like arcade? Are there like arcade sticks? Fighting sticks would feel more natural almost with this thing.
So you can, if there's Bluetooth, you can use it. I have an X Arcade TV from X Arcade, specifically for XR devices. So like the Quest, it came with a Bluetooth dongle and things like that. But there's a way to rig it up where you could play it with the Vision Pro. So I think in my video, I kind of lined the cabinet up with this physical standing up arcade system, and it would work.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. So what I did tell Resolution Games this. I was like, man, it would be so cool, even if just for the nostalgia piece of this.
That we could do, like, or even just
do some
touching
hand tracking.
Yeah,
like hand tracking just a little bit, just for maybe the games that you don't need to be so accurate. I mean, almost all the games technically have to be but like Frogger, I feel like there could be a way we could figure out how to do that. It's not a button masher type game. Retrocade kind of came out of nowhere. We had like 2 months, and I get your thoughts on Apple Arcade, because we had like 2 months where in the beginning, when we first got Vision Pro, they were dropping like 3 games a month for Vision Pro. And then it just stopped cold after that first year, and you got like one every 3 months maybe. And so last year we barely got really a lot. And then finally we end up getting this announcement about Retrocade, and knowing that it was Resolution Games, which is a premium VR gaming company. They make games like Demeo. They recently came out with a Dungeons and Dragons version of Demeo, which is really great on other platforms, hoping they bring in the Vision Pro soon. But I was so excited. I immediately ran and was like, I told Joy, my wife, I was like, this is going to be so cool. So like I said, once you walk into and start playing this and you see these cabinets in your room, it's breathtaking the amount of detail that they put in for you to be able to do this. It's just a gorgeous game, man.
Yeah. Frogger is a lot harder than I remember it being.
Yes.
First off. I forgot the end game of Frogger of, you're trying to get to each of those different flies at the very end. And I totally forgot. You're just trying to get across.
Me too.
Because I'm thinking of the modern take on Frogger
Crossy
Road, where it's
Yep,
basically just
same
get
thing.
across.
Yep, same thing. I did the same thing.
Yeah, it's like where do I go? I'm stuck. Where do I go?
I kept saying, like, we are one of core. I kept saying to myself, this is not what Frogger. Wait, what are we doing?
I have a lot more respect for George Costanza now.
Yeah, man. It's and even playing Pac-Man in its original cabinet, I think a lot of us, I played Miss Pac-Man a lot. It's a little bit more forgiving differently than regular Pac-Man.
Yeah, I don't even know. There is a difference, I guess, between Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man as far as the gameplay.
It's a difference. Yeah, it's a little bit speed difference. It's a little bit. They kind of modernize it a little bit more, just a little bit. But
yeah, Pac-Man, I got the furthest in of all the games I unlocked so far. I was able to get through a couple different stages and all that.
Yeah, Centipede is probably the one I got. Surprisingly, was the one I got. Track and field, I can't get past the javelin throw, and that's it. It stops right there.
I've not unlocked Centipede or track and field yet. I got Asteroids, Frogger, Pac-Man. What are some of the other ones that are in there?
So yeah, Frogger, Pac-Man, Galaga, Centipede, Breakout, Track and Field, the dungeon one. What's the dungeon one? Haunted Castle. That's a really good one too.
Yeah.
So here's the thing though. So
we need Donkey Kong,
Look,
Nintendo needs.
I would love to see them do that. One thing I will say is I kept seeing the Tetris logo show up, but I could never figure out at first. Like, do I need to? So what I did is I unlocked everything. I'm thinking, I have to unlock everything.
Yes.
And then Tetris is going to just magically show up as something I gotta maybe spend all my coins on or something like that, all my points. And it just never happened. I got to like level 10. I'm like, I'm unlocking dip switches now. Like, I'm not even unlocking games anymore. I'm like. And then one day I just looked to the side in the environment and I saw something flicker and I was like, wait a minute. And I pinched and I was like, wait, this is crazy. Then you see Tetris sitting right there. And but then I don't know if you saw the video where I kind of was showcasing it and I said, wait a minute, there's also a fight stick in there. And it's very similar to a Street Fighter. It had the fierce punch, and I was like, why would they have that in there? Like, what purpose of that would be? So I said they must gonna have some type of DLC, with maybe Street Fighter or something like that coming. So that would be extremely cool. I think. From what I saw from Tommy Palm, he posted on LinkedIn that for a day or two, it was #1 in the Apple Arcade.
It's also
section.
on iOS. It's just a flat screen experience.
Yeah, flat screen experience. Yeah. So it was #1 for a while, and he said there's many updates to come. So I'm really hoping that means that they're going to be hopefully doing some type of multiplayer as well as more DLC.
Yeah, and the unlock progression's pretty good. It seems like you play the game once, and I got enough coins to buy the next game almost.
Yeah.
As long as you progress a certain amount in that game. Like you probably can't die right away, but if you have a couple minutes in the game, you could probably unlock the next one. Yeah,
the first 4 or 5 levels is pretty easy. I think once you get like past level 6 or 7,
it gets harder.
It takes a
to
little
unlock.
bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. But once I'm like, I have it all unlocked now. So, it's kind of like I now just go in just to play. But there was a beautiful thing of just like wanting to unlock the next game. And so I'm hoping that when they come and drop, future DLC, it's not going to be like 1 or 2 at a time. I hope they're bringing like 10 at a time to just make it, I want that library to just grow to a point to where we have all the classics.
I want a pinball machine in there.
Oh, that would be incredible.
We need a pinball. We need pinbots. That's what I want. Pinbot.
Okay. Yeah, man.
That's when I had growing up. My dad got a pinball. She grew up. It was pinbot.
Have you ever played? There's actually a pinball game you can pull in your room on Vision Pro. I'm trying to see what it's called. Not space pinball. It's I had to find it. It's like a pinball cabinet.
There's like an immersive pinball experience.
Yeah, like a little. It's like it's not nothing crazy, but it looks really nice in the room, and you can play pinball. It's really dope. Now Quest has a great pinball game that you can play as well. That actually works with the X Arcade cabinet.
Oh, that's cool.
And it even came out with a whole thing where you can you can do the whole triggers and everything. It's got the side triggers. It's really cool.
That's neat. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, YouTube is finally on the Vision Pro. I've been hanging on the Juno with dear life, it feels like, these past many months, because I'm not sure if you've were a Juno user.
Yes.
How long did you keep using Juno?
Oh, as long as until Tubular Pro came out.
Okay.
Tubular, yeah, that was when I like switched over. But
because the recent months of Juno have been rough. Because basically, what YouTube's website updated to, you needed to have Juno as a pretty small window before you'd have YouTube overlays invading your video screen. So I'd make it a small window, and then I would do the thing where you can pinch a window to make it zoomed in to make it a little bit bigger. That was my Juno experience in the final days, because it's just YouTube was changing so much. It was
man,
disrupting it, which was sad. But but we now have an official app.
We do. And, shout out to the Tubular and Juno developer. Tubular was just about to, I think they just dropped the 2.0 update, or it's coming out very soon. And, that developer put a lot of work into that application. But of course, when the official apps come out, it's like, hey, this is the YouTube app. It's not feature rich yet.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get more features coming down the pipeline.
How is the Tubular Pro experience versus the YouTube experience? Like, are there reasons for you to still use Tubular Pro?
Well, there's reasons why you can have it pinned to your view, so you could be walking around and have it just follows you. Okay. Yeah, so that's one of the things too. They have a more ambient mode. There's different feature sets, just like it's so customizable to whatever you would want it to be. It's what third-party developers normally do well, where they can just give you more functionality. But for me, it was just a great YouTube client. Now that we have the official, I have to say, it looks incredible. Now, I have an M2 Vision Pro. I don't have a M5.
Yeah, I guess this is like one of the few apps that has like an M5 only subset of features where it can do 8K 180 or 360 or something.
Yeah. And so I wouldn't say that's going to be enough for me right now to be like, let me go buy a new Vision Pro. I'm still holding out until I see something with Vision OS 27 or something that they're like only on the Vision Pro that you can get this type of functionality. But still, it looks good for the most part. The 360, I do wish we could see a higher resolution. There's some applications out there like Moon Theater or Moon Portal. I forgot which app it is that does like AI to enhance the 360. And of course, shout out to the Theater app. The Theater app is a really great app too to watch 360 content as well.
Totally.
It does really good. Yep.
It's got the dome as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
I had a wild movie theater experience last week.
Come on.
So it's a Tuesday. I want to go see a movie here. Family's out of town or whatever. And I see there's this premium viewing option for X Screen. It's like, what's X Screen? I have no idea what it is, but I'm going to book it. It's like $10. It's sale Tuesday or whatever. Like, I go there. I'm seeing Sam Raimi's new movie, Get Help or Send Help.
Okay.
Amazing experience of the movie itself. But X Screen, they've got projectors on the walls. So it's a 240-degree experience where for probably a third of the movie, you've got expanded view where you can look around and the walls are screens. Whoa. And you have it's basically this. Yeah, you can look all the way around. It's advertised as 240 degrees, where it's just like it's more a peripheral vision kind of thing, where you're just like more immersed, like you would be.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is dope. This is cool. I guess Scream's gonna be presented this way. I'll start looking up like what are the movies coming out. So yeah, I've got a theater that does X Screen that's like half hour from where I live. It's like I gotta do more of this because it's pretty dope.
Yeah, man.
That was a cool experience. Yeah.
We have an IMAX app on the Vision Pro, but they just kind of never did anything with it. They kind of just let it die.
Yeah, they got the documentaries in there, which is cool.
Yeah.
I've done a couple rentals. I wish I could actually buy them versus just renting them. But yeah.
Yeah. But I think the Theater app is like picking up that slack. But that is a really cool experience.
Yeah, I had no idea this format existed at all. Maybe while the Vision Pro could kind of sell this kind of format in some way.
I do. There's so many areas, and I know you're a fellow Vision Pro lover, so it's not. I'm preaching to the choir, but there's so many areas where I feel like Vision Pro.
They can't even sell IMAX movies. Like the IMAX app is handcuffed. They can't sell actual theatrical releases. They can only sell their own produced stuff. Like, yeah. And why can't iTunes sell an IMAX version of the movie? And in the Disney app, we get the IMAX optimized thing, but it can't be in 3D. Like it's.
Here's hoping that there's some content deals behind, like Eddie Q's working with, the iTunes store and the movies and different studios to hopefully brokerage a deal of something like that for Vision Pro. I know we're still so early in this, and so I have to sometimes temper my expectations, be like, okay, maybe when there's millions of Vision Pros and so many different versions of it for different people, maybe then we'll start seeing stuff like that. But,
it's just frustrating that we can't buy, and I want the IMAX version of Dune 2. Why am I getting this cropped? Like the IMAX version is the real version. That's the version we should be watching. And I think people with big TVs would also probably prefer that version. Like we're not in the days of these. Back in the day, it didn't make sense for TVs to display this. Now I think it kind of makes sense for these bigger TVs to show IMAX almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually delighted to. I bought 6 Feet Under was on sale. I've never seen this show before with the actor from Dexter.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an old enough show where it's a 4x3 show. It's like, oh, this is perfect for Vision Pro. 4x3 is great in Vision Pro. I love discovering like, oh, this is 4x3 show. This is Vision Pro show.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I wish IMAX was more of a thing in Vision Pro. So the Galaxy XR headset is a thing.
Yeah.
You have one of these. Or two
we have two.
You have two of
we
them.
have two. Yeah.
I was instantly curious about this thing when it was announced, mainly because it has inside of it the next generation of display technology from what Apple's using.
Yes.
But my main question of this headset is the chipset limiting the display quality, where even though it has better displays, like when you're watching a movie, is the experience in Vision Pro still superior display-wise because of the chip? Can you answer this question?
Yes, I can. So let's just take it first from the M2 to M5, right? We found out that the display is the same between the two devices, but because of the M5, it could push more pixels, it could push more resolution. So even on this device, the M2 was not capable of even pushing all that this particular display could do. So then you put in the Galaxy XR even better or a slightly better display, and you ask, can the Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 Plus push more than the M2 that has, the Vision Pro that has two separate processors, where the XR2 Gen 2 is doing all the work on that one device? I would say, no. So I love like I said, I'm a lover of all things XR, and most of the time all of those XR devices are ran by the same thing, Snapdragon chips. Yep. So when we got the Galaxy XR, we were excited. We were like, okay, we got to finally see what this can do. But once you've had split architecture like what we have in the Vision Pro, being able to have the R1 chip doing some of the camera work and having the M2 doing the computing and the GPU side of things, it's like that works better than one chip doing everything, right? So you hit that wall immediately on the Galaxy XR. Unfortunately. So
we want things to be good, obviously.
Yeah, it's like multitasking is not the same as it is on Vision Pro, where I can have 40, 20.
It feels like limitless. It feels like you open every app on the Vision Pro.
Yeah,
and
you
have
could.
Them up.
Yeah. But on Galaxy XR, first of all, It's very much how early days Vision Pro was, where there was barely any applications being made for it. Google's doing a better job at porting VR titles because didn't ship with controllers in the box, but you could buy controllers.
Right.
They did take 2 months to get to us, but we got controllers.
Now, the YouTube app in Galaxy XR,
this is what I was leading to.
Just garbage. Like, it's an Android phone app. Like, the Vision Pro is the Vision Pro app better than
no? So no, actually, the YouTube app on Galaxy XR was the selling point.
Okay.
So you have two. That's the funny part about this whole story with Galaxy XR is the maps was this huge. Well, 3: Gemini, Maps, and the YouTube app.
Yes.
The YouTube app is almost very similar to what we have on the Vision Pro.
Okay.
The only difference is that the Galaxy XR doesn't have the limitation of how the quality of resolution, so it can watch 8K, whatever format you can put out on YouTube. It has no issues with it because I think the codecs. So I'm thinking the M5 has a special codecs. I think AV1 codecs that's built into the hardware chip to the chip, and so that's why the Vision Pro M2 can't do it. But I believe they're doing it software layer. They're doing hardware layer over there with that one as well. So the YouTube app is a great app. It's a great app on Galaxy XR.
Okay, because I saw a video. It might have been a beta thing where it was like this phone app looking thing that didn't.
No, it's good.
Okay, that's good.
It's made for spatial computing.
Okay, cool.
And so I want to say it's the exact same app we've got over here, almost to the T, right?
Yeah.
But maps on there, of course, you have the immersive street view, you have immersive 3D maps that you can maneuver around. I feel like we're just maybe a few months away from them bringing something like that over to the Vision Pro as well. And then eventually the question is going to be, what do you buy the Galaxy XR for? Because we're getting Gemini 2 built into Siri eventually.
That's right.
So it's like,
what's the movie experience over there?
So they do have 3D movies that you can rent or buy. Disney Plus is not. They don't have any 3D movies on there. Of course, you do have a Netflix app, but that is just the phone app. That might
have been what I was seeing.
Yeah, the Netflix app is just a tablet app. It's nothing special about it,
but it's there.
It's there, yeah.
It's not blacklisted like it is on.
I'll tell you the plus of Galaxy XR that's different. We're gamers, so. The thing is, I don't know if you've ever hit this snag where you may have a favorite iPad game that you really, really rock with, you really love, and then you try to go download it on the Vision Pro, and it's not there.
I've in the early days, I did the thing where I sideloaded a bunch of iPad apps with developer accounts and
tools. Tools. We won't talk about it.
It would sort of work. I got Final Cut on there. Very buggy, but it got on.
Yeah, I've done the same. And I never made a video about it because I didn't want to really. I felt like I don't want to show people how to do this. This is really just for my use. Yeah. But what I will say about the Galaxy XR, and I've given this feedback to Apple before, is that when their store launched, I want to say 90% of any of their games, even if they don't work, even if you got to use a controller or hands, they don't care. You can play it on a Galaxy XR. You can go on the Play Store, type in Call of Duty Mobile, and it's going to show up, and you can play it on the Galaxy XR. You can type in Pokemon trading card game. You can play that on, I'm like, that's a perfect game to me for Vision Pro. Card games like Blizzard's Hearthstone or the TCG game that Pokemon just came out with, like, that would be a perfect thing just to be able to to me it's simple.
I think I airplayed like Alien Isolation over to the Vision Pro, and that was wild and fun, but it's not a native,
Yeah,
Death Stranding. Let's have Death Stranding on that.
Death Stranding, and I'm like, what if it works on iPad? It should, especially with controller support, we should be able to, it should run on Vision Pro. There shouldn't be an issue. And so Apple did this push where they told developers at WWDC and a few other gaming focused streams they did, hey, we can do high fidelity iPad games now. You guys can bring higher memory bandwidth games over to the Vision Pro. I have not seen anyone really take advantage of that. And it's disheartening. I would love to see more of the staples of. I just wish. Here's my wish.
Yeah.
I wish that even though, yes, they can check the box to say it doesn't work with Vision Pro, I wish that I should be able to choose whether or not, if something is optimized or not, whether I want to play it on Vision Pro or not.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was like, when you launch it, there'd be, for the ones that aren't checked, like, this is completely unsupported.
Yes.
No developer support, no review availability here.
But you can still play it. Yeah. That would make, to me, it would just make it so much easier for more people to jump on this. But when I tell them like their most popular mobile games are not even on Vision Pro, it's like, well, man, I would have thought Pokemon Go would have been a perfect thing, for this device. We still don't have it. I'm sure there's someone behind the scenes building some, version of it to eventually run on devices like this. But it's disheartening. So I've sent that email to Apple begging, can we come up with some other solution? Another thing I've asked was, iPad apps show up in that kind of like squared format, but most of these apps are universal binaries.
They're fully responsive windows now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you can make them any size, really.
Yeah, I want them to be landscape though. I want them to be where I can play a game I want it to be 16 by 9. I don't want it to be really this size. Yeah. And so that's my hope, is that they'll begin to just take Vision Pro. And I know, like I said, we're early days, so you have to take what you can get at the moment. Yeah,
and it's a question I sometimes wonder if Apple handicaps some of these abilities to encourage people to make Vision OS apps, kind of like how they made iPhone apps kind of suck on the iPad for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there Movies Anywhere app on Galaxy XR? Is that a thing?
I'll have to check. I don't really do Movies Anywhere.
Yeah. That's been a godsend for just like, for me at least, getting the extras content on Vision OS. That's the app you can get that stuff through. It's just kind of cool, all your iTunes purchases end up there kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll have to check and see. It may be available there. Just haven't taken a look.
Yeah, gotcha. But yeah, the movie experience generally better in Vision Pro displays and all that.
The environments. So everything about the Galaxy XR right now, the only thing that I think is going to be a huge game changer, which I'm hoping Apple will just not steal, but maybe copy better, is what's going to be called auto spatialization, which is the golden, the holy grail of what we've all wanted in XR. Any game we want to be spatialized. So you want to play Angry Birds and have it have some type of depth. You can do that it's coming to the Galaxy XR very soon as an update. Well, you'll be able to run any 2D application with 3D feel to it. And I would love for Apple to do something like that with Vision Pro.
Just for games? Are they going to try that for movies?
They do it. It's going to work for everything. So you'll be able to do this for a website, movie, TV show. And I've already had a taste of it because XReal has these glasses you can purchase. They're the 1S and the 1 Pro. Mm-hmm. You can purchase these glasses, and it has real 3D, not 3D that it doesn't have to do the half by half or side by side. It can convert with AI anything you're looking at, your phone, your computer, your Switch. I was playing Mario Kart World in 3D with these glasses, and it's hard to explain it on a call.
Yeah,
but it's 3D, and it's
good.
Just real time conversion AI, and that's what's going to be happening on the Galaxy XR. So I'm hoping. I was watching Spartacus with 3D. It was like all these really cool things I was able to do that I would have never been able to do because I didn't purchase these things in 3D or whatever. And I'm watching things in 3D, and
that's
great.
Interesting. I mean, Apple's gone down that path for photos. I wonder how long till they do that for other things.
Yeah, I feel like videos they're going to probably do it first with video, and then maybe eventually say, hey, if you want to auto spatialize a game or app, it would blow my mind at WWDC this year we see something like that, because that is something that people have been clamoring for on the space for years.
Yeah, when I got the iPhone Air, my first thing was like, can I do this because I can't capture spatial video? Then I discovered the app that lets you convert it, and I was rest assured this stuff looks great, just converted, and don't really need to capture it spatially anymore because the tools they're getting up there where that stuff looks good. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting if movies could start to do that. Of course, it would be better if the artist does it themselves. Like Prometheus will look better if it's the version that was shot with these big 3D cameras,
Absolutely.
But it can look good if converted on the fly, as you said.
Yeah.
So outside of gaming, how do you use the Vision Pro? Like, what's the day in your life with Vision Pro?
So I use my Vision Pro daily for work. So I do get into virtual display, and I'm able to do my video editing, photo editing, content uploads, work researching, AI related things. I do that with the Vision Pro as well. I do a lot of my business meetings. So when I do one-to-ones or connections or consultation, a lot of times I'm not in front of my camera. I'm only in front of my camera a lot of times when it's for a podcast, like a YouTube, like when me and my wife do. We have a show called Get Into the Metaverse, and we have the Spatially Aware podcast. Spatially Aware is specifically just for Vision Pro, and then Get Into the Metaverse is like our all-around XR one. So we'll get in front of the camera for the Get Into the Metaverse one. For the Spatially Aware one, we use our personas. But yeah, for meetings, for the most part, if I'm having one-on-one conversations with folks, I'm in the Vision Pro. It just works great. I can pull up my notes. I can pull up different conversations. I can look at people directly and not have to feel like I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the person. And so that's what I absolutely use the Vision Pro for. And it's my peace device. And I say that mental health wise, like sometimes I just put it on going into an environment and just lay down and just be quiet. And that's why I hope, Apple will open up the doors for third-party developers to bring more environments to the space. Like I want a library, I want a coffee shop. I just want more experiences that we can have like that.
Have you, I didn't think I would ever do this. Have you ever accidentally fallen asleep in the Vision Pro? Because I have.
Absolutely.
It's like there's no way I'll be comfortable enough to fall asleep, but the way with these new headbands are, it's like, and you're just comfy. I don't know. The weight on it just is a kind of a soothing little eye mask almost.
Yeah, it does. I have found myself being in it, trying to like be up and then start to slowly fall asleep and be like, why? And my wife wakes me up and I'm like, oh, like what's going on? And she's like, yeah, you was in your Vision Pro just knocked out. And so, yeah, it's really funny when that happens. But yeah, it's this new strap, the dual knit band is incredible. I used to use the Gloobier cluster, one, and it was great because you didn't have to have any facial pressure at all. I would hope in some point we get maybe Apple or some company can make something that looks a little bit more better. The Global cluster looked like really bulky. It kind of took away the whole feel of the Vision Pro,
and you probably couldn't lay down in bed with it.
Yeah, you couldn't lay down easily.
That's the thing I love about the Fabric approach Apple did is most VR headsets, you can't put a pillow behind your head, really. And like this, you can just lay down, which is great. Yeah, man. It's funny. Yeah, occasionally it's like I'll be like knocked. It's like you're snoring or whatever. I'm awake. Watch this movie. What are you talking about? Nope. I totally fell asleep there. It was a little bit.
Yeah. So, but most of it's productivity. It's my entertainment. It's a mental health machine. It's my gaming machine. Like I said, I play PlayStation on here, my Xbox on here, I play Switch on here. I never play any video game anymore inside of a VR headset or XR headset like the Vision Pro. Once you've experienced it on your games on a large screen, it's just so hard to play them any other way. That's what I do.
I still am a sucker for handheld gaming at times with the Switch.
Oh yeah,
bringing that with me. But yeah, gaming in the Vision Pro is phenomenal. Just it's rarely games that are natively running on it, which is the thing.
And that's something I hope we see change. Hopefully, at some point soon.
Yeah, for sure. So the channel name "Getting Things Done." Did this channel always have a VR XR focus, or did it start as more of a productivity channel that kind of switched gears over the time?
Oh man, love this question. So I got to go back a little bit. Before I started the Getting Things Done channel, I was doing music with my wife.
Okay.
So we did gospel music. We did I did rap. I did different things like that. And so we kind of decided at some point, it was like, it's time to move on to something else. And so I'm into music. I was a minister. I was a motivational speaker. I'm a writer. I'm an artist. I'm a comedian. I'm a tech person. So I like all these different things. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a channel where you get all things done. So all things me, JDun, right? Jeremy Duncan, JDun. So getting things done, you're getting all things me. And originally it was supposed to be, you get a little bit of my nerd side, my gamer side, my tech side, my ministerial side, my music side. But you know, with YouTube, you got to niche down immediately. Is at some point you have to niche down. You can't do 5 things at once.
Yeah, very much so.
So if you go onto the channel, you'll see a mixture of some iPad love for a little bit, where I'm like, oh, I'm all in, very similar to you. Super all in on iPad.
Totally.
And then so I was doing some iPad gaming. Then I was doing some life lessons. I call them video game life lessons, where I would take a video game and I would use it as a motivation. Like, well, in Mortal Kombat, you play this mode, right? And you know, this whole story, you would love it. It's really cool. You go back and watch some of those videos. But something happened, man. I'm gonna get real vulnerable and open here. The channel was just stuck at 80 subscribers. You know, I felt strong in my spirit that this was something that I should be doing. But I just couldn't figure out, what is it that I'm missing? You know, I'm shoving the YouTube links on Facebook. You know, you already know this. You don't normally get support the way you would want to get support from your friends and family. Sometimes you don't get it.
No,
it doesn't happen. They'll like the first video. And, oh, good for you. And then eventually after the 40th or 50th, like, stop sending this to me, right? I got really depressed. And by this time we had the Quest. We had, you know, we were really big into VR, and I'm sitting at the table and I'm telling, you know, I'm in my room and I'm telling Joy, I said, you know, baby, I think I'm about to just give this up, you know? And she was like, you're not talking about the one thing that you love, that we love so much. And that's VR. And I was like, who wants to hear a middle-aged, you know, I wasn't technically, I mean, like at that point I was like 37, 30, I can't remember exactly what I was saying. Like, who wants to hear me? Then I'm like, I'm African American. I'm like, most of the time people who are talking about this technology, they don't even look like me. And she's like, she said, that's the exact reason why we should do it.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I listened to her and I was like, I'll give it a shot. You know, and at this time, she wasn't even doing content on the channel. She was just my main motivator. She was the first person. So shout out to my wife. She was the first person to subscribe to the channel. We were dating at the time, but she was the first one to subscribe. She was the first person to show love. So started making Quest content or VR content, and the channel started growing. And that's when I realized that, oh, this is the lane that I'm supposed to be in. And so for the last 4 years, it's been mainly just VR content with a little splash of general tech every now and then. But yeah, so it's been VR. And then, of course, when Vision Pro came around, we started also making Vision Pro content. So yeah, it was a hard change to like, I thought this is what people would want from me. But then I found so much love and respect in this industry, in this community, because VR is such a niche. We're such a, and I say VR, when I say VR, I'm really saying spatial computing, XR, VR, whatever you want to call it today.
Space,
yeah, the headset space, the XR space, the glasses space, all of it. So, we just fell in love with it, and the community has been such an amazing thing to be a part of. And we get to do stuff like talk to you. It's like, to me, it's a dream come true to be able to make content around technology that I thought wouldn't exist until I was in my super older days. You know, if you had a Virtual Boy when you were young, or you watch VR Troopers, or any of those older shows back in the day, you know, it was like this promise of what we would go to with VR, and now we have it. And I'm so excited about what Vision Pro, what Apple's doing, and I feel like they're just getting started. And so I'm super motivated to just share it with the world.
Yeah.
The second we got in the headset, the first time we ever got in the headset, I immediately wanted to share it with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I'm doing with Vision Pro content and Joy as well. We're just making content. We don't get paid to do it a lot of times. It's not like, oh wow, you're making all this money from showcasing the Vision Pro app. It's like, not really. I'm making content because I want to expose as many people as possible to this technology.
Yeah. Now, are you going to do a virtual boy video?
Absolutely. Come on. You know that already, man. I cannot wait. I actually have some cool ideas of how I want to play around with it in showcases. But yeah. I'm super excited. We say anything VR related, we most of the time are jumping all in. Steam Frame is going to be coming out soon. We'll be getting a Steam Frame as well.
The component crisis of AI might disrupt some of that stuff, but hopefully that comes soon. And that's
are you looking forward to the Steam Frame as well?
No, because I'm a PlayStation guy. I've got PlayStation 5 Pro. I got my PS2. If I was a PC guy and I was, excited to get a Steam machine and all that, I would be all in. But since I'm a PlayStation guy, it's cool. I'm glad it exists, but probably not for me.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about just being able to, once again, it's going to be to do flat screen and VR and Android apps.
Flexible too, where it can be standalone, but also works with Steam machine.
Yeah, and it works with any computer,
any PC,
to be honest.
Right.
And so what I think is going to be the huge win for it is that it's also a computer too, so you can technically run
Android
Windows,
Windows,
run,
right? Yeah.
Windows, anything you want on it, and that's
cool. Yeah,
that's spatial computing. That's what we want to see. We think about with the Vision Pro. One thing I wish we had more of is the logics and the Final Cuts. I really hope in the labs of Apple, and for anyone who works at Apple who listens to this podcast, please hear our hearts when we say this. We want those apps. Well, I want Final Cut on Vision Pro. I want Logic on Vision Pro. I want to be able to do those types of things, Yeah,
when you launch Retrocade, it tells you need to hook up a controller.
Correct.
There should be a class of applications where when you open it, it says you need a keyboard and trackpad or a keyboard or whatever the requirement is. That should be possible for a developer to say, you can't operate this with just your eyes and hands. You need some input.
Yeah.
Let's have Final Cut come and require, input. If you need
There's hope. There's a lot of hope. I don't know if you do you have a Logitech Muse pen?
I do. Yeah.
So when it first dropped, I was so critical about it because it was like
it did nothing. It's like, what would I buy this for? It did nothing.
I was like, even the app that ships with it that you can go, you can't even do anything within the app. It's like, what are we doing?
The ones that were advertised support for, it's like, I can't figure out how this works.
Yeah. But now. Things like
system wide. They basically did an OS update. Unlocked it.
They made it an Apple Pencil basically, and that gave me a lot of hope. It's like, okay, Apple's still cooking. They're not. We got the PSVR 2 controller support, which I wish more games or applications would come out. I feel like, I don't know if you saw this, but Unreal Engine. Polyarc, the game that they make the game Glass Breakers.
Yeah, the mouse guys. What's Moss 1 and 2 are so delightful.
So Glass Breakers recently came out, which is if you have not played it, I think it's an Apple Arcade thing. If you have not played it while you have this 1 month, you have to see this game in Vision Pro.
Because I love Moss.
Gorgeous.
Moss.
You are going to love Glass Breakers. It's a multiplayer PvP, but it's player versus environment. It's so good. So I made a video about it. But it's running on Unreal Engine, which is on Vision Pro. Is not a lot of applications that use Unreal Engine. So Polyarc made an announcement that not only did they do it, worked with Apple and got Unreal Engine to work really well, they released their fork of Unreal Engine to the world. They were going to do that. And just this week, right, the same day we got YouTube is the same day they dropped Unreal Engine, their fork of Unreal Engine. And these Unreal Engine developers are like so excited. Like finally we have a method to get our apps on Vision Pro. So I'm hoping we're going to see more apps and games coming that's going to not only work with spatial accessories, but just have better graphics. When you see Glass Breakers in person, it is breathtaking how good it looks. Yeah, especially with the 4K lenses of the Vision Pro.
Now, how do you actually? The thing about YouTube and creating videos about VR is, what's your process for doing videos and conveying VR in a non-VR environment?
So, for the longest, I was doing like this boxing thing where you would see this square image, and it would just be like the display of what I'm playing. But then I started realizing people need to also see you. So the problem is that sometimes people are watching gameplay and like, oh, he's just playing first person shooter. He's just playing no, it's like there's no way to know. So I start putting myself in the video as well, so you can see me. Like when I did the Retrocade video, there's like a little in the corner, like a little oval of me, and you can see me, maneuvering around my room and seeing that. Hey,
some games are wild. Like, what's the game where when you move, bullets will come at you when you stop? The bullets stop.
Oh, Super Hot.
Yeah, Super Hot. That game, like you're on the floor, dropping down and doing all sorts of just crazy stuff in that game.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so that's become the standard for VR gameplay. It's like you got to show, or spatial computing gameplay, you have to show yourself. Now, recording on headset, you got all those head movements. So
yeah,
when I'm recording, like see right now how me and you are talking, my head is moving a whole lot. I'm having a lot more animation of me. But when I'm recording, I'm having to be like this. Yeah, so because
slow, right?
because if I'm not, I used to be very bad at it in the early days where I'm like, oh yeah, oh gosh, yeah, and you're making people motion sick.
You almost need to get like one of those things that an eye doctor place where you put your head in and it just locked it or whatever.
Yeah, man. That's kind of, we laugh about the Virtual Boy. That's what the Virtual Boy made you do. You had to like sit still, kind of put your head into it. But yeah, you have to be a content creator in VR. You have to be so relentless on quality. I've had to re-record things multiple times. If the Vision Pro gets hot, the frame rate will drop in the recording. So then I have to go back and let it cool down. And then I have to let the fan stop and then try to re-record it, hurry up and get back to that area so I can try to get a good clip of it.
I guess that's probably the M5 would probably be better at the capture stuff, probably.
I think so, yeah. Like with Retrocade, I literally had to, I think it's pushing everything it can because it's got light reflecting off of the screen and it's got the CRT emulation. It's doing all of these different layers and it's also displaying in your room. And I didn't realize that. So I was just recording, having a great time. Go back and it was like 15 frames per second recording. I'm like, what happened? And I was like, okay, I get it. It got overheated. It's probably pushing the chip too much. So, I'm sure there's more optimization that could be done on Vision Pro, but for sure, I think the M5 would be better for that.
Yeah, Retrocade, one of the machines I noticed, like on the base of the machine, there was the gameplay, and it uses like a mirror system in the real cabinet to put it up there. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's like that and how that.
Yeah. I think that was Space Invaders.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Space Invaders, man, that game is tough sometimes.
It is very tough.
You're just going to hyperspace, hoping for the best,
Yes, man. But yeah, so as far as, like I said, content is concerned, just doing a lot of different takes and then just super cutting it all together. A lot of times people's attention span, I used to try to get them 20-minute videos. People's attention span is so short nowadays. Yeah. I try to find like the best parts of it and then just put some music behind it. Sometimes I don't even talk, especially for Vision Pro related content. It's just show you what it does and people are always impressed. I think I just did the Simply Piano application on Vision Pro where you can put a real piano or a virtual piano in front of you and he can like see the keys. And so I just showed myself like scanning it, looking at it, playing, and people loved it. It's like it's one of those things where you just kind of have to keep it simple and not be too over enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. How do you discover new apps and things on the Vision Pro? Because as we all know, Apple's editorial team sometime is sleeping at the wheel there.
Oh gosh, so that's where Reddit and the Discords are for. So there's like a Vision Pro Discord that's pretty popular, and then there's the Reddit, of course, and it's like 40,000 visits a week or something like that. And so I'm always every day, and then Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Threads. I'm like searching every day. Anything Vision Pro, I go search. I randomly go on my Vision Pro some days and just type in like spatial game and just see if something shows up. Type in Logitech Muse and see if something shows up. And a lot of times that's how I find things, but on Twitter or X, X, Threads, developers are pretty vocal, and LinkedIn, of course. They're pretty vocal about, oh, I got a new release, I'm doing this new thing, and so I'm hitting the DMs. Can I get a test flight? Can I get access? Oh, how cool, it'd be really cool to do this or that. And so, there's a person building a Legos game, like a spatial Legos.
Oh, that's cool.
It's gonna be really. I got a chance to test flight it. It's called Blockworks. It's gonna be the name of the app, and it was on Quest originally, and so the developer knew me from there. And so when I saw that he was making it for Vision Pro, I was like, dude, give me a test flight, and I made a few videos about it. It's really, really cool to be able to just take spatial Legos, just put them together and make things, and then you can share play them to other people. So I can say, oh, I made this 3D model. You can export it out and share with other people. It's really cool.
It's cool. Are you concerned at all with all the layoffs at Meta?
Oh, we have to go there, huh?
You're talking about the Quest. It's like, oh, I just remember.
I appreciate I appreciate the question. Yeah, absolutely. I just yesterday for Valentine's Day, I posted a picture of me and my wife. She had on the Batman Arkham Shadow shirt. I had on the Asgard's Wrath 2 shirt. And, we are avid gamers, and we love...
They've been laying off, like, launch title developers of their headsets, basically.
Yeah, so Asgard's Wrath 2 was Senzaro Games. That team is now gone. Batman Arkham Shadow is Camouflage. Majority of that team is now gone. Resident Evil, I think it was 4, came out on the Quest 2. Was one of the big titles that was a Quest 2 exclusive. That team is gone. I think that was Armored or something like that. And Path of the Warrior, Deadpool VR, all those games, that was a Twisted Pixel, and they're closed down. And that was all studios that Meta bought a few years ago, and now they're gone. And Deadpool VR just came out like of December or November of last year. It wasn't even like it was been out for years, only out for like a month or two, and that studio is now closed.
Crazy.
So it's very sad. And my hope was, maybe some of those folks will join some studios that's working on some of these other headsets, or hopefully the Vision Pro in some way. Apple Arcade, I know, has been doing a little bit of looking into trying to pump out more applications and games for.
There are a lot of developers now that know their stuff.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we'll see some work from them eventually down the line. But yeah, it absolutely was a hard thing. Even the CTO of Meta was like, yeah, guys, you have the right to be sad. Like, it was a hard thing to do. But it wasn't pushing. You know what they found out? It wasn't pushing the headsets. It wasn't getting people in headsets. Even games like Batman that got like a really great score, which is an incredible game, it didn't really people weren't coming to the headset to play it. So it's like,
my impression, I don't know if this is accurate at all, but that like PSVR 2 sold like crap, but the people that bought it are buying crap tons of things in it.
Yes.
And that MetaQuest, it's gifted to kids, and they're just not buying anything. Is that an accurate sentiment at all?
They're playing Gorilla Tag. They're playing free to play. They're playing Horizon Worlds. They're playing free games. They're not playing, and Gorilla Tag is doing phenomenal. That's the thing. So right now, VR is now moved to the kids. That's where the attention is at. It's free to play games like Gorilla Tag. There's a game called UGG. There's different games. That's where the attention is going. And so it's moving away from adults who were really just the hobbyists and the enthusiasts
adults have the money to buy games. Like, an adult will value a 12-hour tight experience for $60 over a free-to-play game for hundreds of hours. Like, we have limited time. and money, and we want that limited time to be valuable. Yeah.
We grew up playing Chrono Trigger. Come on, like we grew up playing, Aladdin on Sega and on Super Nintendo, Lion King.
Oh man, that game was so good. Lion King.
Lion King was such a hard game, but that's what I'm saying.
Man,
I want. We're used to that. And so for us, we're like, okay, you wanted to live for the day. You couldn't save your game on Sonic 2. So you had to beat Dr. Robotnik and sit there and play all day or keep your Sega on.
You leave it on. And hope your mom doesn't
reset it. Yeah. Kids will never know what that experience is like. And now you play on the Switch, you can just state your game and move on to something else. And for me, I wish there was more premium titles coming to these devices, but I think now what we have to just wait on is those kids are going to grow up eventually, and they're going to eventually want more out of their devices, and that's when we'll see it. So VR might be in this winter right now. I think the company that's showing a lot of effort now is Apple, and I think we're going to begin to see them ramp up harder. I think they were just getting started with Vision Pro, and I'm really excited about Vision OS 27 and what could come with that release.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early days, and it feels like there will be some big things in 27. Yeah. Just don't know what that will be. Is it the spatialized video? Is it spatialized?
We're waiting on Mark Gurman to tell us, right?
We got widgets last year. That was pretty big, and we got a lot of just nice touches in Vision OS.
Question: do you use widgets?
No, no. And it's a couple.
Speak on it.
I mean, I think I mentioned it before, but Vision Pro is used a lot at nighttime. Widgets are terrible in pitch black. They just don't show up, and there's nothing. Yeah, so there's that problem, and then on the M2, they're kind of bottlenecked as far as the memory and all that. Here in the M5, it's much better in the dark and much better.
That's what I was about to say. I've heard the M5 is better for dark. It's better for multiple ones. I only had 3 up for the longest, and then I started realizing my fan would come on much quicker on my Vision Pro, and I was like, what's going on? I'm just, it's not even like crazy. And I realized, you know what, man, I'm pushing this thing. It's already a magical device. I'm pushing it way too hard. Yeah. It's 2 years old at this point. So I was like, maybe when I get the M5 or whenever I get what the next Vision Pro maybe I'll then start using widgets. I do have some cool widgets.
The Portal app has a great widget of like showing you the latest games you play with these beautiful like cover art of it. It's like, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to decorate all of my house with different widgets when I walk around, but I was just afraid, like I said, the bandwidth of it. I need my Vision Pro to run its optimum efficiency, and I feel like now with Vision OS 26, I've been seeing just more sluggishness and slowdown. I don't know. I don't know if I need to go get my Vision Pro checked or not. Like maybe the fan is not performing the best, but I don't know.
Do you have the cracks on your glass yet?
No cracks.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I had a day one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 3 of
mine.
I
have a day one Vision Pro. I never had the crack gate situation that I saw all over Reddit, the little one right in the middle at the bottom. I never got it. And I've been pretty, 2 years. I've been pretty rough with it. And I have not seen the cracks. I must be one of the blessed ones, man. I don't
know how it appears. Because I got 3 of them now. It's kind of annoying. At some point, I'll get it fixed, but it's like, even with Apple Care, which I have, it's not going to be a free replacement, I'm assuming. And they can't do it in the store, sadly.
Yeah, I don't want to be without my Vision Pro. That was another thing, too. Like, if there is a fan issue for me, I don't even know if I want to be without my Vision Pro that long.
Yeah, I know it'll be quick, but still, it'll be a couple days at least.
Yeah,
do they do express replacements on Vision Pros yet? Is that a thing? If you call them up? Yeah, I wonder if you call them. But then they have to put a hold on your credit card for the amount
like $4,000. Like, nah, I think I'm okay, guys. But yeah, it's something. But I've just seen some sluggishness, so I'm really hoping to with Vision OS 27 that they kind of come in and do some optimization. Maybe the M2 has just reached a point that it, you're just going to have to deal with that but I'm hoping that there's more that they can do to optimize OS. Because I have a bunch of apps, and when I'm going to my app page, I don't know if you had the same experience, like it gets a little sluggish.
Huh. Yeah, I don't get that often. But yeah, I guess mine reboots often enough where it's like I've accidentally, I'm not sure, I've tugged on the power cord where it's still plugged in, but it'll reboot on me sometimes, and I'm like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I've had that occasionally.
I have had to switch out my battery before, like I have to do that once. It got like kind of the wire kind of got a little
the wire. You've had the new battery or a new wire for the battery.
Yeah, new wire. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many times so far? Just the one time?
Once. One time.
I'm on my third or fourth wire, I think.
Come on.
That wire, crazy. I don't know what about it, but it just bursts through the fabric. It gets bent in some way. I don't know how it's happening.
At first, I kind of just dealt with it, and then it just kept getting worse and worse. I'm like, all right, I got to just get this switched out.
Yeah. No, one of them I cut the fabric free, and that just that was a mistake. And so I'm on either my third or fourth wire. The current one's holding up pretty good. Now, the trick, I think I mentioned this before, but the latest time it was only free to replace through AppleCare was because for some reason, I don't know if it's because the battery's laying on my bed sheet, towards the battery tip into the wire into the battery area, it's turning green, that the cable.
Yep.
Yours turns green too?
I had that before. Yep. That's the
so it's probably not a bed sheet thing, it's something else.
Yeah, it's green. I don't know what it is.
What's going on there?
I don't know. Apple needs to. We need to figure it out.
Okay, so because it was turning green, it was free for replacement. If it was not green, they would have charged me the full $100 or whatever it would have been.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I had a green one. That's when I decided to take it in. I was like, something's not right here. Something's not right.
Okay, yeah. So if you call, just make sure you mention it's green if it is green, because that'll qualify you for the $29 thing versus the $100 thing, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that was interesting information from the Genius Bar when they told me that. It's like, oh. And now I'm thinking it's not the bed sheets that are blue. Mm.
I think there's something else going on.
What is
that? I mean, it says Gen 1. I mean, I get it.
Some
Gen 1
thing, or I don't know.
Yeah, could be. I'm hoping maybe this one has been holding up really well. Excuse me. This one has been holding up really well. So I'm hoping that it was just like a Gen 1 thing. We'll see.
Yeah, but mine is green already down there. But it's not bent. It's starting to bend, but it's not bent enough where I want to bother yet. But it's turned green, so I've got the $29 replacement eligibility there.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's such a wild thing. I love the little removal tool they gave you. It's very nice quality little.
Yeah, and see, that was my thought that maybe we were gonna get some type of way to plug this into another, like, better battery pack. We was kind of talking about that originally. Mm-hmm. I would love for them to release like a battery pro for Vision Pro, where you can have like an extra USB-C slot where you can plug in accessories, like like we were talking about using like Logic or something like that. It'd be cool when they do release that to say, well, we also got this other accessory where you could plug in a keyboard, other like music instruments, and through the USB-C port. There's so many things that we would want the Vision Pro to do, man. I'm so hopeful for the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do you guys talk about in Spatially Aware? What's that podcast all about?
So Spatially Aware is like, we talk about the future of spatial computing. We talk about how that's going to be the next wave of how we use computing in the world. And so me and my wife, we get on there to do with our personas, and we interview different developers sometimes we just talk ourselves, and we only do it seasonally. So sometimes when we first started it, we were trying to do it like every other week or something like that. It wasn't enough for Vision Pro related content for at the time. Yeah. And I was like, so we only bring it around when it's something special. So
okay,
it's a
video podcast.
It's a video podcast. Yep. I'll give you exclusive. We will be interviewing someone from Resolution Games about Retrocade.
Very cool.
And it'll be coming out next week, I believe. So we're going to be doing that and they'll be in persona form and everything. It's going to be really cool. And so we do that, and it's just a way to just separate a little bit and give Apple that, Apple users or Vision Pro users, something that's just for them. Very similar to what you do with Vision Pros.
Yeah. How do you actually capture the video feeds of the personas and all that?
Okay, so I use a software called Ecamm on my Mac.
Yeah.
And so then I use Camo camera. They have like a test flight where you can actually send your persona feed to the computer.
Oh, now, I see. Okay. So it's basically produced just as a regular video.
Yeah.
The camera is the persona.
Yeah, it's just sending like a camera feed. Yep.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Very cool. And that's on your channel, Getting Things Done for the podcast, or is that separate? That's all.
No, it's on the channel.
Sounds good. Well, anything else before we wrap it up?
Nah, man, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. I can nerd out about Vision Pro all day. iPads too. I can do the same thing, but yeah, Vision Pro is just. I'm so excited for where the platform is going and for this community. We just now celebrated 2 years of Vision Pro, and I just cannot wait to see what's coming next.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Well, that's my discussion with Jeremy Duncan, JDun, over at Getting Things Done. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel. And thank you for your time and attention tuning in. As a reminder, you can support this channel over at visionpros.fm/Patreon or by subscribing in Apple Podcasts. With that, I'll talk with everyone again real soon.